All right, good evening to you folks. Welcome to Speed Gaming 2 and our next race in the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer 2022/23 tournament. We are in upper brackets round 2 here with the last match of the round. We have Gollop versus Interslice. I'm Captain MD, and tonight I'm joined by Uncle Reggie. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. We are also joined by Callum Cheese and Romulus Tracking Force. Major shout outs to them.
Indeed. So, Uncle Reggie, we've seen some pretty astounding stuff coming from the last bunch of seeds. What are you hoping to see tonight?
Honestly, if I can get some beams in some really nasty locations, I will be happy. I also enjoy the crowd favorite of the STK and Mining Plaza.
We've seen no shortage of Mining Plaza these last fair bunch of seeds.
That is very true. Between STKs, movement systems, it's ball upgrades.
Main power bombs.
Yeah, it's a real gem. Which, speaking of items, the runners today have some really fun agreements. They have opted to have the Aegon Gate elevator take them to the temple access room in Aegon Wastes, which does skip the missile requirement to access Bomb Guardian and what's behind. They will be starting at landing site. They have also required main missiles in addition to the requirement for main power bombs. Violet Translator is shuffled. The grapples are low priority, hoping to delay that a little bit. And then the Hive Transport Area, Hive Access Tunnel, and Industrial Site gates are unlocked.
Yes. So yeah, this is a fairly common series of runners agreements we've seen, save for the low priority grapples. But yeah, we've seen the Aegon industrial site elevator to Aegon Temple access quite a lot. And what it does is just, again, as you said, it increases the amount of variety a starting C can have. It might delay main missile launcher to a strangely long time. So it's come up quite a bunch, and I've had my taste of it as well, and it's been a good RA.
Yeah, I've been very surprised overall with how many runners agreements there've been. I feel like there haven't been such a wide and diverse segment of these kinds of agreements in really any of the most recent tournament settings.
Yeah, there hasn't been a particularly large amount of random elevators this time around, although that might just be because we have not permitted one-way elevators to anywhere. We got an early Amber translator here in the Aegon elevator, and we see that a cursed lake is a key of some kind. So that could be something a little interesting that we might have to come back for later.
I'm hoping for an Aegon key personally.
Oh, there's an STK in Mining Station A. So, I mean, it's STK in mining, but not the whole STK in Mining Plaza. All right, first hint of the night, and this one reads, the spider ball is in GFMC.
Good hint. Good hint. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's an early pick.
Yeah, first major item of the day, and it's main power bombs. That gives us an extra check in Mining Station access. Hive Chamber B is now in logic. Comm area should be in place, so that's a couple of interesting checks.
Missile expansion there.
Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be cheesing checks with that yet, but we do see what is down here in... it's another missile tank in Mining Station access. And neither runner is electing to go back and read the Mining Plaza hint yet.
Looks like we're likely going to have some form of progression on Bomb Guardian. I think that's pretty much a hard limitation. Although, no, Spider Ball could be the lower item in GFMC, but it doesn't do a whole lot for us immediately.
Yeah, we need to combine it with, like, Light Beam, for example, to be able to get into labs, but we are going to see that Mining Plaza hint, which reads that a Morph Ball system can also be found in Temple Grounds.
Okay. Maybe the Spider Ball.
No, the same item is never hinted twice, so that's a different morph ball system. And since we know it's not main power bombs, I wish I knew what that was in Mining Plaza.
Yeah, that's right. It's only the boss locations that can end up with a double hint.
Is
I
that a
think
suit?
that's a key. It's definitely a key of some kind.
Okay. It looked like something that had a distinct rotation or a distinct spherical coloring. And yes, you are right, it is a key. I think it's red.
Ooh, Chica key in Mining Plaza?
Could be.
That'd be hot,
Wouldn't
especially if it
shock
was
me.
required. So we've got a
So,
little bit of divergence. Interslice is going back to Temple Grounds, arguably chasing the Morph Ball items, and changing his mind, while Gollop is shredding Bomb Guardian with a Power Bomb. Or, no, not yet. There we go.
yeah, without Space Jump, this is just flat out faster for getting back from Mining Plaza.
Oh, that's correct. I see, I see.
But yeah, main power bomb's definitely a logical way out of here. Just gotta be a little careful with them if you haven't lowered the rear gate by then. And hey, power bomb ammunition acquired. But yeah, with energy tank on Bomb Guardian, so that gives us, let's see, that gives us DMT. That actually gives us almost the entirety of the Temple Grounds loop. The only thing we can't check is Storage Cavern B, GFMC ship, and Plane of Dark Worship. That's about it.
I don't think we can get Calm Area yet either.
We can. You're expected to do NSJ standable from the satellite dish. There's a bit of standable terrain and a bit of a gap in the rocks on the central ledge, and you can do an NSJ jump to that.
Gosh, the niche cases of logic in this game always surprise me.
Indeed. Unfortunately, without any form of enhanced verticality, we do have to kind of go around the giant crate.
Alright, so Collop's gonna hit that DMT check, get Hive Chamber B on the way back.
So yeah, these are going to be
right behind.
Indeed, these are going to be two very easy checks right now. You think we're aware at this point that the main missile launcher is required to use missile expansions?
I had no idea.
I mean, we've now seen 3. Actually, a little bit shocking that... So yeah, we know spiders and Temple Grounds, and then either bombs or boost are also here. So that begs the question, where's the one missing link?
More expansions. Amazing.
Oh my. See, unfortunately, we do have to go around again. Boy, if we realized how effective this was at preventing early screw attack, we would have probably just baked it into the tourney settings. That being said, we haven't seen Space Jump either.
No, I think there's still some delay that it can be. Ooh, nice. Interslice is going to ride the crate.
Alright, and that is Light Beam and Temple Assembly site, so that's definitely very nice to see. Light beam before your first Dark Aegon dive is always pleasant.
Oop, Gollop needing to go back for some power bombs. More expansions.
Okay, when we finally do get missile launcher, we're going to have 30 missiles. Our runners won't have to worry about ammunition issues for the duration of this evening.
Not at all. It's like Interslice is going to push on, probably going to try to get those. Oh, I see. This is the standable. Interesting. I've never known that you could stand on that.
Huh.
There's bombs.
Power bomb locked morph ball bombs. Imagine that.
Love to see it.
But yeah, that power bombs makes GFMC a perfectly safe dip at this point. Although I'm trying to think what else. Well, with bombs we have Dark Aegon access, so that gives us at the very least Jump Guardian. Actually, does it? Maybe not. Actually, I need to. I don't think the bomb jump is expected to get up to.
There's the vanilla path up to Jump Guardian.
Which would be really nice if we had a missile to use that on.
Oh, that's correct. Yep, the save station door.
Yeah, so... transport center's in play. That actually probably is our progression. The bombs also satisfy the Morph Ball system and Temple Grounds hint, so what could be in Transport Center besides Missile Launcher? Space Jump, for one thing. No sign of Violet Translator, though, so we're not headed to Great Temple yet. But Light Beam is going to make Jump Guardian an absolute cakewalk, thankfully. And as Chad points out as well, we have access to Junction Site, courtesy of that Spider Ball. So yeah, there's 2 checks in Dark Aegon, plus Transport Center. These runners are going to have no problem getting to Jump Guardian without Space Jump right now.
Oh, how could we forget Aegon Energy Controller?
Yeah, and with power bombs, or with bombs rather, we also have access to the check in Ventilation Area A.
Yep, and even some of Spider's treasure.
That's true, we do have main power bombs and Spider Ball, actually. The only thing stopping us from hazing Cliff is either another energy tank, screw attack, or dark suit.
Okay, there's our Dark Beam.
Oh, now Labs ain't such a bad idea either. Except that
It's... Oh, yes.
Well, ain't
no
that
movement
convenient?
exploits on this one. Oh,
Right.
required Hall of Combat Mastery puzzle is a delight.
Oh, ouch, I just realized.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Brings me joy. Oh, looks like we might be experiencing some latency on Interslice's side.
Yeah, it might
Ooh,
be...
their stream is cut out.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully that'll sort itself out in a short time. I was having a minor instability hiccup right before my race today. Let's see. So yeah, Space Jump and Hall of Combat Mastery. And I would wager that Gollop is going to take a stab at Gollop is going to take a stab at... is that Secret Launcher? Sure is.
Right.
That's why you never leave vent area A behind when you get an early light beam. Secret Launcher acquired, but the missile launcher is still required to use it.
I think we might need main missile launcher.
You think it's just chilling in, like, calling chamber or something? It's either calling chamber or transport center. It has shown up a lot in transport center this past week.
I wouldn't mind seeing it in calling chamber. Or an E-tank and transport center to put it in Hazing Cliff.
Could be.
A circuit breaker got tripped in Interslice's house and has lost.
Oh no!
Oh. Let me.
Did he message you on Discord to tell you that?
No, it's in race time.
Yeah, we're getting in touch with folks to figure out what how to proceed here. Given the circumstances, I don't think our runners would mind a quick regen anyway. Given that they would have to do an SJ Hall of Combat Mastery, Red Key and Mining Plaza. But yeah, we are trying to see. We are going to try and see if we can, especially since circuit breaker trips aren't exactly the runner's fault. We're seeing if we can try and basically just try and do a restart here with the new seed. But we just need to get in touch with Gollop first. So bear with, chat. We're going to figure this out. Uh-oh. Gollop's dropped a few frames too. And it looks like they've stopped, so that looks to me like a cue that they've seen things. Is that... That's... that is actually something in Calling Chamber. I wouldn't be surprised if that's Cannonball. Oh, it looks like they just stopped to heal for a minute. Alright, Missile Tank and Hazing Cliff. That was not a gold drop.
Sure wasn't.
But yeah, that's... I can't get the best view of what that is in Hazen Cliff right now, but it's either gravity boost or cannon, because that's that could be actually a grapple. In fact, I'm actually almost 9 excuse me, 90% sure that's a grapple.
Technically, Gollop is not obligated to oblige.
That's true. I'm almost kind of curious to see how the seed plays out nonetheless. Now, that being said, I'm sure Gollop would have liked what was in... Oh, in fact, I just saw Gollop bomb the door on the way out. I think that might actually have been... Oh, no. Never mind. They're going straight to labs. With Dart Beam, I'm not too surprised by this. Because with Space Jump now in tow, almost the entirety of labs is open, besides sand processing and storage C, but they definitely know how to do both of those without much I wouldn't say without much difficulty, but without the required items. Spider Ball and Bombs by itself is also enough to get main reactor as well, out of logic. Can we fire some missiles, please?
Gollop's chat is in emote only as it is supposed to be, so I can't effectively communicate with them.
Do you have some kind of alarm emote somewhere?
It turns out Unicode emojis are not eligible for emote only.
Oh my. Alright, we are going to see Central Mining Station here. Alright, lovely scan dash. And the debris is not here since this is the first layer. And it is more dark ammo that we kind of really don't need at this point. I mean, it's actually not too bad. The light ammo tanks actually did help me earlier today because I did have a required Amorbis. Alright, we're going to see an immediate trek into Doomed Entry before the rest of labs. I'm okay with this play because at the very least you can route this right into sand processing, and if you're lucky, Boost Ball will fall on your lap before then. Oh my god. I don't call this on purpose, chat!
Well done.
This has literally been the story of my 2023 so far. Just saying.
It appears that just saying is enough.
Alright, that's a Sky Temple key in Battleground, which we are going to grab right now. No reason not to, honestly. You're here, you've got Light Beam to make this mildly relaxing, although I would wager that they'd want a refill here. But Power Bombs are a good start. Yeet. I wasn't aware Power Bombs could actually yeet Samus that far back either. No, I'm kidding. What's really stopping runners from checking Sky Temple key hints right now? Besides no super missiles, because with bombs and space jump, well, no suits really. If it weren't for the suit issue, then it actually could be possible to BSJ past the supers door in Abandoned Base. Not Abandoned Base, sorry, Base Access. I don't recall seeing what actually was in main reactor. It looks like Gollop didn't even check storage D. Oh no, it's just coming for a Dark Beam and health refill. Because yeah, the crates in this room are guaranteed Dark Beam drops. Alright, and we see a hint here that reads that Dark Oasis is missile-related, and we have Seekers already, so it's pretty unlikely that Dark Oasis would be missile launcher, since we need missiles to fire supers anyway, so... never mind. And yeah, with Spider Ball, this Sky Temple Key is also perfectly in play. And with this equipment, we'll be able to read the hint and go to Dark Aegon, which I would be very surprised if Transport Center doesn't have our missile launcher at this point, although there is still some stuff we can do without it. Alright, this hint reads, a major upgrade is an Aegon energy controller. That would be referring to Dark Beam. Thanks, game. I guess it could be okay if you went straight for that hint. Fun fact, it is possible to screw attack this the last sand switch here, NSJ. Because it turns out, if you jump from the bomb slot, your screw attack can just barely catch the Z-axis.
Right. It seems that we have Interslice or Gollop's attention.
Yeah, it makes sense, because during the cutscene, that'd be the best time to read. So yeah, we're probably going to see them stop for a moment here.
They've seen, and now they have restarted playing. I honestly just want to get it over with.
I think that my interpretation for that is a regen restart, so that is to not reschedule it another day. That's my interpretation, but I don't know if that is accurate. While we have a second, what we can do is talk about how our runners got here. So yeah, Interslice won over Bash Prime in round 1, with Gollop winning over Mr. Miguel. So yeah, all fantastic matches to bring everybody up to this point. And the winner of this match is going to go on to face Cestrion, while the loser will face Lucarius. Ooh, nice Violet translator in Crossroads. Alright, so Viola Translator does give us access to a few more hints. All right, so we've all gotten the drill at this point. You know, shoot Jump Guardian with a bunch of light ammo shots, and what do you know? Suddenly Jump Guardian's here, and suddenly his health bar's gone. Ooh, except those lasers did kind of throw a lot of damage. And only good for a light ammo tank. Which, to be fair, is a light beam refill, so I don't think that's something we're going to say no to either. That's another visor upgrade in Junction Site. Dark Visor. Alright, that gives us the item in Battleground in cache. Unfortunately, we're now currently on the polar opposite side of the world from that with no super missiles. That's unfortunate. Let's see... let's see what the plan is here. So this is going to be a save warp. Is there anything else we can do in Aegon? Not particularly, not without missiles. Did Gollop? Yeah, Gollop must have checked Transport Center because that's, how else would they have gotten to Crossroads? What's in play right now? We can't do... Actually, Hall of Honor Dead could have Seeker missiles, actually. That'd be a pretty...
The Miguel and Bash match will be rematched.
And I totally missed what that hint read. Let me read it on the playback here, and it says Defiltron is a life support system. Could be a suit. Can we do Plane of Dark Bush? No, absolutely not. Not with 2 energy tanks and no screw attack.
Yeah, 3 E-tanks and screw attack is extremely tight timing. You would need more E-tanks for it to be anything close to comfortable.
Yeah, Cannonball would also be nice, but unfortunately I don't think we've seen that yet. We are going to see the Reliquary hint. But yeah, I would like to see... Honestly, I would like to see Hall of Honor Dead. Reliquary's beam related. Ugh. That could be Annihilator or Super Missiles, actually. No one wants to see that. Well, no one on that's actually racing right now, at the very least. With that said... no Emerald Translators, so we're not able to go to Fortress Transport Access, Energy Tank on the ship. Well, we almost have enough Energy Tanks for if we had Screw Attack, this Plane of Dark Worship would be cozy. And I have no idea what Wind Chamber was. I think what Gollop's trying to do is, yeah, just a plain scan dash to the corner here. Will Terminal Fall Abuse work? Yes, it does. And I'm sorry, Chad. My eyes are kind of playing tricks on me today, as if they already weren't doing that enough already. That was a missile tank in Wind Chamber Gate, and I think Wind Chamber itself was a missile too. Yeah, by the way, I'm pretty sure we've now seen 10 missile expansions and still no missile launcher. And it is for exactly this reason, chat, that we have seen increased likeness of this setting. Because main missiles early is because main missiles late can happen a lot like this. Alright, we are going to see what's in Transport B access gives us. Is this our missile launcher? Nope, just more light ammo that I guess we could do within this scenario. It's actually really good for this fight coming up against Alpha Splinter, because fun fact, light Alpha Splinter is actually more vulnerable to light beam than dark beam. It is still considered a Dark World creature, for some reason. Now that being said, Gollop just annihilating 4 splinters in 1 power bomb should have generated more than 1 drop, and in fact it did. Ooh. Super missiles before missile launcher. I would like to point out we now have super missiles, secret missiles, light and dark beam, but no missile launcher. Reggie, you have really rolled some awesome seeds this week, I've just got to say.
I am struggling to find the joy in my own hubris right now, so pardon my silence.
No, you're good, you're good. Yeah, we're trying to figure this out, Chad, so please bear with. All right, what have we in the main energy controller? It is... let's see. The actual missile launcher. It only took until you most won. A progressive grapple. Oh, and one of our progressive grapples is in Transport A access. Interesting. If it's one room away from Temple Sanctuary. So yeah, that would place a grapple in... Oh, but that's locked. That logically needs either Emerald Translator or... Actually, it's in play. We can go there through the GFMC side since we have Dark Visor Seekers to go back from Great Bridge. Not Great Bridge, Sacred Bridge, excuse me. With this equipment, we actually are able to see Sky Temple Key hints safely, too. Now that we finally have the ability to use all those missiles. Oh, and we have found a translator in Portal Chamber as well, so that's a free check. Can we get that right now? Yes, with Supers and Dark Beam, that is absolutely free. Alright, so nothing of importance in Hall of Honor dead. Just another missile. And yeah, by the time we finally have the ability to fire missiles, already 50 in the tank. That's about as much as I would consider my max limit in a race. And even then, I tend to play even more conservatively. And Gollop is not interested in Sky Temple Keys, is instead just going to proceed to Path of Eyes and read this hint, which tells us... We haven't gotten any of our always hints yet. Well, here's one. Ing, Sank, and Torvis have the Aegon Keys. Huh. That's a weird spot for the Aegon Keys. Especially considering... Okay, so that does rule out an Aegon key locking itself in Mining Plaza. So now that red key has to be Hive or Torvis. Alright, let's see what's next here. We can check... actually, we can't check Lagoon because we do not have Gravity or Screw Attack. Alright, Poison Bog is a Morph Ball-related upgrade. That cannot be anything of significance at this point. Alright, not a whole lot going on in Lagoon. Path of Roots is pretty empty as well. And that Cobalt Translator in Portal Chamber is, or that Translator in Portal Chamber, rather, is Cobalt. Which, okay, Cobalt's nice. As Cobalt is more of a translator that you definitely want to not have to hunt for later, but right now, it doesn't do us that much good. Well, actually, with Sank access, and with super missiles, we can get to Sank from the vault side as well. Yeah, that gives us access to 5 out of 6 hits in Sank. What is that, a dark tank? Yeah, dark tank. That's a vanilla cheeseburger. That's a red key, which, okay, a Torvis key. So that is not the red key that we know is the Aegon key we know is hinted in this region. Gollop is not going for Cobalt Translator. Interesting. Unless they plan on grabbing it on the way out, which wouldn't be too surprising. Because what we might see here is Gollop will get Venomous Pond, get Cash B, and then probably out of bounds out of Portal Chamber. Although they got to figure this out fast, because there's 5 seconds of Dark Ether time left. There we go. So yeah, it looks like they have to abandon that and go for the safety save instead. Yeah, the standable terrain on those particular blue plants is not particularly great. It's a little bit finicky. Alright, Cash B is another missile. So yeah, what are our primary items at this point? We're looking for, at the very least, the other grapple. Actually, So yeah, we have access to one grapple right now. Here, the question is, where's the other one hiding at? That Hunter Ing is gonna be a big pain in the backside in a second. And it looks like Gollop has decided, forget about that energy tank. And is still not going back for Cobalt Translator, interestingly. This is gonna be a little on the tight side. There is an energy field here, so... Now, that being said, without Screw Attack, we unfortunately have to go the long way back around Abandoned Worksite. Woo, don't get sporbed. That's an easy way to lose a minute. No, I don't think we've seen Great Bridge yet, so this is going to be another check. Alright, we're going to see a scan dash from this post. That Screecher plant almost got in the way of that scan dash. And is that Annihilator Beam in Torvus Temple? Didn't get the best look. Okay, yeah, that's Annihilator Beam. Okay. Annihilator doesn't do us any immediate good, besides combat advantages. The real meat of that will be if we can get to Sanctuary. Although even then, Annihilator by itself doesn't really do us any good in Sank. Alright, luckily since we have done the fight here, this won't crash. Well, at least it's less likely to crash, but unfortunately with only 2 missiles, we're going to need to see a refill here. Let's see. So with Supers and Seekers, that does open up in Aegon a couple of checks, actually. We can now do Mining Station B and Storage A. Annihilator gives us in cache 2 with a scan dash. It's not great, but it's doable. Supers gives us Storage C and Warrior's Walk. We do know that we can now do the Battleground in cache as well. I think there was a little bit of contemplation going on there, but it looks like Warrior's Walk is next. This is... Oh, right, because missiles were so late, we never got to see Broom Closet. Oopsie. Can you imagine Broom Closet having progression after missile launchers on Umos 1? The even bigger insult will be as if Umos 2 has something after all this.
Right, I have returned. I apologize for my absence.
No, you're good. That's a nice sunburst in Warrior's Walk. Anything
Looks
you
like
want me...
looks like all that we've found so far are 2 keys and that's it. Oh, and Annihilator.
Yeah, Annihilator was in Torvis Temple. We found a Dark Visor in... oh no, we found that way earlier. That was in Junction Site. Dark Burst next to Sunburst. We love our comedy.
That we do.
That being said, we also know where one of our grapples are is in Transport A access, which Dark Visor Secret Missiles does let us get. We might actually not be too far away from Go Mode. We're mainly looking for the other grapple. That's the hard required thing. 5e tanks Variasuit, that's doable for final bosses. It's not great, but you can do it. We now can check sand processing. All right, we couldn't check this earlier because we didn't have a missile. So, Reggie, Umos had missiles already, so do you think he's going to have anything else?
I did see the main missile launcher on Umos. Honestly, if we don't have hints, I'd basically like to see every worst case scenario required for the rest of the seed to make it entertaining, since we only get to see one screen.
That's fair. Unfortunately,
Oh, no missiles. Ouch.
oops. Yeah,
There's a couple chances to restock, though.
Mm-hmm.
These turrets. And yes, I did roll the seed.
So yeah, I think there's some comedy to be enjoyed here for a seed that gave you Seekers, Supers, and like 45 missiles before missile launcher. Although of interest, Gollop did go right by Cobalt Translator and Portal Chamber in Torvis, elected not to pick it up, which is really interesting. Spider Boost Supers means we can check this no problem. I am amazed that did not result in an instant grab. Okay, this should, though. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get grabbed in a cutscene. Oh dear, Metroid's blocking the scan post. Alright, I don't think there's an actual progression item up here, but I think what Gollop is doing is scan dashing to Storage C, because it is a bit faster than doing the whole puzzle. Maybe not. I think if you're particularly fast with your boosts, they're about the same time. Yeah, by the way, Metroids hate doors.
We haven't gotten to see that in a while. That's nice.
We saw Command Center was dead, so there's nothing going on up there. I do think that's Aegon pretty much full cleared. Oops, I don't think that was intentional. All right, we are going back into Sanctuary, and without Cobalt Translator, we're not going to see any additional hints here. And considering we are still looking for Screw Attack, I'm kind of intrigued at this. Now we can finally see what was back here, and it was actually gravity. Okay. I knew it was some kind. It was either a movement system or cannonball. I was thinking at one point it was a grapple, but I couldn't see the wider model from where we were stood at the time, because from the portal you can't see the entire model. Uh-oh. That's bleeding a little too heavily into health here.
A little close, a little close.
I am not in the mood for this kind of stress tonight.
Oh, I live for it. It's the stuff that keeps me going as a TO and a seed generator.
That's fair. All right, so... Interesting that Gollop chooses to not use the portal on Hive Dynamo Works to get out. I guess, to be fair, if you do take that portal and you don't check the Dynamo Works tunnel, you run the risk of accidentally going, well, even without Cobalt Translator, you could just out of bounds and go around it. But, yeah, I know, says the person that lives on the edge, you know, doing standard less than 10 HP trial tunnel procedures, as I say all the time. Fair enough. But,
You do have a penchant for the wild side, Captain.
I won't deny that. Okay, we're seeing a dive back to Aegon now. So I'm kind of confused by this. So did Gollop go all the way back from Torvis Lagoon to Aegon just to go pick up gravity? Or is this just a quick pit stop to Spider's Treasure on the way to finishing up labs in Mining Station B? I think that's more likely now.
Possible. Looks like we see MSB.
Alright, just trying to be a little conservative with missiles here. Oh, I imagine that was just an A press or something. I was like, how did the Seeker Lock cancel there? Alright, Mining Station B is light ammo. We've got the hint. This should be our last hint in Aegon, and it reads... Chica is guarding a progressive grapple!
Wonderful.
Alright, well, unfortunately, that means that the key in Mining Plaza cannot be a Chica key. But that is kind of yikes. We've only seen one Torvis key, and that was the Torvis... Actually, no, the Torvis keys weren't hinted yet. We haven't seen it.
Man, with Screw Attack basically locked behind Chika, this would have been really cool to see raised.
Oh, yes. And we do know, and again, we do know where the other grapple is. It's in transport A access, which is reachable. So now we're looking for the remaining 2 Chika keys, which unfortunately could be anywhere that isn't already locked by Screw Attack. You want to know where a real terrible, terrible spot for a Chika key is? Anywhere that is in Sank Vault side past main gyro chamber. Because then you could totally be expected to fight Caretaker Drone and then go all the way back for Screw Attack. It's extremely unlikely. And Echo Visor would also have to be locked behind Screw Attack. But that could happen. And I don't think we've seen... We've not seen Caretaker Drone at all this tournament, correct?
No, we have not seen a required Caretaker yet.
And yeah, I think what Gollop is doing here is checking where the Aegon keys were. To see where they were, so, and to see if that's an Aegon key. Though they will see now that, what was that last part?
Inghive, Sanctuary Fortress, and Temple Grounds.
Okay. It looks like Torvis. Okay. Inghive, Sank, and Torvis. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely not an Aegon key locking itself, so that has to be an Inghive key. Oh, right. Violet Translator came late, so now we can get this hint. Watch it be Missile Launcher. Nope.
Was missile related.
Yeah, fair enough.
Since we will very unlikely see Interslice in for an interview, I would like to, at this point, drop the runner command and invite you to follow the runners if you have not done so already. With the skill that is usually in display in a top 8 tournament match, you can be sure to see some good things.
Alright, we did see a Curse Lake was life support, so this could be a suit? Oh no, it was a key, that's right. I think I'm having some seed bleed from earlier today. My apologies.
It's very difficult to keep things from bleeding together.
Oh, yes. Especially when Echo Zerando games could go as little as like 90 minutes or closer to an hour on a really good day.
And upwards of 2 hours in a struggle point.
Yeah, we've seen seeds from all over the spectrum over the last couple of months, to be honest. I would wager we're going to see Sky Temple key hints soonish. Oh, wait a minute. That Storage Cavern B door is still red. On the subject of suits.
Oh, boy.
That suit was not in Logic until Violet Translator, which was in Crossroads, locked by Boost Ball, which was in Doomed Entry. And on the subject of Doomed Entry, we can see that now, and it is a Sky Temple key. All right. Let me remember. Did they throw the crystal switch leading to? Yeah, I think the crystal switch to Wind Chamber Gate is open. So we should see. We do have a path to hint still from GFMC. And did we see the ship? Yes, we saw the ship. We couldn't see Fortress Transport access, and we still can't because no Emerald Translator. We can see Phazon grounds.
Yep.
No Echo Visor, though, so we can't see Profane Path.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No Grapple Beam. That's all right. That's only a mild oops, though, because, A, we can just roll jump, and B, Grapple Beam would have been right around the corner anyway.
And there's a fairly easy BSJ to get over that as well.
Yeah, although a little bit nervous when you're taking elevated DOT from Phazon Pits.
It can be nerve-wracking.
Too bad this isn't Corruption, where that would actually heal you. I think there's only like 2 rooms in all of Corruption that actually do have Phazon pools. There's one in like Brio and the Fiery neighborhood, and then there's one like in Pirate Homeworld right in front of the sort of cargo freight lift route leading to the last seed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't recall there being any other ones. And if they are, they're very obscure.
There may be one more in Pirate Homeworld.
I wouldn't be too surprised.
Oh, I am curious as to... Oh, well. Go and open my mouth. And there it is.
Yeah.
My curiosity is now satisfied.
Well, it's funny that, because the hint on Umos did actually say that Grapple was 1 room away from Alpha Splinter.
That's right. I remember that now. I had forgotten.
Yeah. And that only just became in Logic because... that only just became put in Logic because of Dark Visor Secret Missiles. The door is down here because of the random elevator shenanigans. So basically, because we had to configure the elevators the way we did in order to have Aegon entrance elevator from Temple Grounds go to Aegon Temple access, the seed is effectively a one-way elevators to anywhere seed, and in such conditions, when coming from Temple Transport Emerald, that door is always down. So actually, that could have been in Logic without Dark Visor Seekers. That could have just needed main power bombs.
Yeah.
Actually, no. You had to come in from Violet because you wouldn't have had Missile Launcher. Since Missile Launcher was on Umos, you absolutely hard needed Violet Translator. So yeah, you had to do that obnoxious go to Aegon and then go all the way back thing. Go back to Crossroads, do Hickey. Because yeah, Super Missiles was on Alpha Splinter too, so yep, no way around it.
I truly have a gift.
It's a good gift, Reggie. The
I
audience
aim
loves it.
only to please.
All right, now with Dark Visor Seekers, we can check basically everything in this neighborhood, thankfully. Ideally, wouldn't mind these two being Sky Temple keys, but that is a missile. But yeah, Sky Temple keys here in War Ritual Grounds and Defiled Shrine do make excellent keys 8 and 9.
Now I'm curious as to what the reroll seed looks like, because I did have a backup just in case. Nice double priority missile drop.
Yeah, it can happen. That is energy.
It's worth picking up. You've already broken it, I guess.
Yeah, 6 energy. 5 energy. I feel like at this stage of the tournament, anybody would be okay with 2 energy tanks Dark Suit besides damage strats. But usually 2 energy tanks Dark Suit is pretty safe for the Dark World because it's what, 16.5 seconds multiplied by 5 for 0 energy tanks, and then yeah, it's like 4 minutes of Dark Aether time without any backup. That being said, let's see where our last 3 Sky Temple keys are. Yeah, we already found 6. Interesting. Aerial Training Site. We might need Screw Attack. Sank Temple Access. That would be nice if we had Screw Attack. And Gathering Hall, which can also be done with Screw Attack if we didn't already have all the ball upgrades. Sorry, I talk about Screw Attack a lot because it's on Chica.
And also kind of need it to finish the game, too.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, at this point, we don't need anything else. Those keys are free. We just need... We can absolutely skip Echo Visor for Sank Temple access, but we are looking for the remaining 2 Torvis keys. Unfortunately, we've scoured a good chunk of the world and we've only found 1, so all of Upper Torvis is pretty much cleared out. Save for the Boost Guardian neighborhood, locked by Emerald Translator, which could be skipped. We may see that soon. Why is Screw Attack a progressive grapple? That's a good question. So, the main reason grapple and Screw Attack are considered progressive in this game is because Screw Attack basically does everything that Grapple Beam otherwise would. The other thing is we can choose to have them split as they normally are in the vanilla game. With Screw Attack appearing as its own item, but for the sake of trying to not have Screw Attack show up in the first 5 minutes every seed, which was happening a lot, especially in the cross-game randomizer and a lot of weeklies, we chose to vote in progressive grapples, so grapple comes first and then Screw Attack. So unfortunately, we don't get to see the Screw Attack model, but that's a small price to pay for diversifying the seeds a wee bit.
Yeah. Also, it's similar to the way that Dark and Light Suit are considered progressives. Light Suit does everything that Dark Suit does, but even better, and adds functionality to it. So it allows Grapple Beam to have some kind of logical relevance, other than just by chance the generator making Screw Attack in a grapple-locked location, which are few and far between.
Yeah. Although I think we did have grapple-locked Screw Attack last night in Path of Roots, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think we are actually going to see that that skip for Emerald Translator. Because is there anything else we need in Upper Dark Torvis? No. We can't get to Poison Bog. The only other thing I could think of that Gollop would be going for right now is Cobalt Translator. I'm pretty sure, actually, the seed definitely has a Grapple Lock Screw, because doesn't Chica expect you to have Grapple Beam or Screw Attack in Logic?
It does.
So yeah, it is actually Grapple Locked.
Or Light Suit to move through the liquid.
Okay. But yeah, we are going to see Gollop grab Cobalt Translator, which I'm very surprised they didn't do this on the first pass. Because they were here, they passed through this room to go to Venomous Pond. I guess it just skipped their mind.
They may have planned on coming back here to go into Sanctuary from Lower Torvis. Good lord, words are difficult.
All right, I'm going to watch this and take notes because I always struggle with finding the not so much finding the standable to get out of bounds here, but finding the standable to jump to get to the door afterwards. And not doing that. Oh yeah, this is going to be a little weird because we have gravity. I would think gravity actually gives you a bit of a hand here.
It should make it slightly easier, yes.
But yeah, the ether box for this room is really, really weird. And I think I might have also loaded Lagoon's box too, which is even lower. I'm not exactly sure what the procedure here, because in a scenario like this, the last time I got around it is I did forward and backwards ether jumps through the wall behind me, for lack of a better term. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because I don't think Gollop wants to reset here, because the last safety save, if I recall... Actually, did they save in Transport A access after Grapple Beam? They might have. I think they did. So it wouldn't be an incredibly consequential reset, but that's still not what anybody wants to see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the ether box in this room is just weird.
And having Lagoon's very large box overlap with it doesn't help either.
Alright, successful sealing ward performed, and now we're going to go to, I assume now next stop is Lower Torvis, because there really is nothing else we can do here. Unless we want to skip Emerald Translator. Which, in a scenario like this, I don't know, is that something you consider?
I'm not sure.
Because in a scenario like this, we're looking for keys, which can be at any point in the logic chain, including behind that emerald door.
I think what I would prefer to do, especially having just acquired Cobalt Translator, knowing that my Chica keys are hard required, rather than scour the game for the remaining two check by check, that I would rather prioritize hints.
I can understand that
so
entirely.
I would probably take this directly to Sank.
Certainly makes sense. Now, if Emerald... Okay, well, there's Echo Visor. Well, that's unfortunately even more places where those keys can be. That gives us Profane Path and pretty much all the other similar checks in Sank. Oh, yikes.
Could we actually find another grapple-locked screw and get Light Suit before the Chica fight?
We could. We haven't heard any intel about the other suits, but it looks like Gollop's going to make a quick pit stop and
We have Grapple Beam. I keep forgetting we have Grapple Beam.
Yeah, but Gollop's just going to go ahead and take a quick pit stop here to get this key out of what I like to call Bad Gathering Hall. Chozo Ruins has Good Gathering Hall. Torvis has Bad Gathering Hall.
Yep.
But on the flip side...
This is very easily my least favorite check in the entire game.
Yeah, you can do it without power bombs, courtesy of Screw Attack, but we don't have Screw Attack.
Yep. It's just a slow check.
Yeah. And on the flip side...
Please go ahead.
And on the flip side, Chozo's training chamber is absolutely terrible, whereas Torvis's training chamber is pretty relaxing by comparison. It's funny, because both rooms exist in both games, but one is blatantly superior to the other, but both on the opposite ends of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue on.
Other common unliked checks include things like Hive Entrance, Dark Oasis, I still think that this is my least favorite check.
Please don't remind me about Hive entrance.
My apologies, Captain.
No, and I'm not even talking about last night. I'm talking about today.
Yeah. We do get the pleasure of seeing Airblog.
Ah, yes. Is that the new brand of sneakers, Air Bloggins?
Well done.
I try. All right, well, that's a key. That should be key 7 for Gollop, because the last 2 are in Sank, right? Yeah, Sank Temple Access and... I don't think it's in Lower Torvis. But yeah, the keys are not particularly threatening this time around. Really, the only one that's a big problem... Really, the only thing that's a big problem is we need Chica for Screw Attack. Which, to be fair, Chica has been pretty conspicuously absent the last couple of weeks. Besides that...
It was...
Go on.
Besides what? I'm going to say it was only a matter of time before it started to show. It's been conspicuously absent basically the entire tournament. Not very many required at all.
Yeah, the only exception being that insane end of round 3 seed of AWP versus Arrow Racer that TGC generated the other day.
The true biggest stinker of the tournament.
All right, we are getting to see Under Temple here. Oh, that's where the other key was. Was it Under Temple? No, Aerial Training Site was the last key.
No.
So yeah, Aerial...
We do not. Aerial Training Site, and what was the remaining?
Sang Temple Access.
That's right, Sang Temple Access. And to answer Astor's question in the chat, no, we do not yet have a Torvis key hint.
Well, I'll tell you what has been conspicuously present the last couple of seeds, in particular, Airy.
Mm-hmm.
We've finally seen some Airy. All right, this is not a key. I can already tell just by the audio cue. It is a cheeseburger. Yeah, the key audio cue for Under Temple especially is very loud.
Interesting.
This is also an item, and it's another cheeseburger. But yeah, there is a distinct change in the hum between in the humming between an item and a key. The key is a more monotone per se, whereas the items have a more of a rising pitch in their hum. If that makes any sense.
Interesting. I will have to try to pay more attention to that because I know that we have different audio cues between Morph Ball Bombs and Power Bombs in Prime 1 and the rest of the item pool.
Well, this is actually not a bad opportunity to fire up a Sunburst. Grapple Guardian is very vulnerable to that. I am very surprised that did not result in a stun.
Yeah, this Grapple Guardian is behaving very strangely.
Unfortunately, no light beam ammo, and this fight actually really does kind of stick without light beam.
That it does.
Although something else that can actually be very effective here right now is Sonic Boom, of all things. Because, yeah, for whatever reason, Sonic Boom works on Grapple Guardian during that phase transition. Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be real tough to get a long stun on Grapple Guardian. What I would actually do in a scenario like this is exactly what Gollop... I'm sorry, again, how did that not result in a stun? That was like at least 4 missiles. But anyway, right, if you do deal enough damage to the eye to cause a stun... but Grapple Guardian is in the middle of an animation. The animation will still play out first before the stun takes place, so there is just enough time to get his super missile spooled up. Oh my god.
Good
I
cannonball.
mean, it's nice, but it's not what we're looking for. Actually, no, I take that back. Given Chica's required, that is perfectly fine.
Yeah, that is fair. Although with the backtracking required in Upper Torvis to boot out of Chica, we'll see everybody's favorite variety of pirate.
Right, yep. Because unfortunately, there's no updraft version of Cash B Chasm out there, is there?
Nope. So there are 3 possible opportunities for Gollop to get grapple pirates in Upper Torvis.
Yeah, Forgotten Bridge,
Dark
Great
Forgotten Bridge, and Great Bridge.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, no light suit, so no dungeon. Alright, well, I guess we're going to see the rest of Lower Torvis now, because there's still a couple more checks left in the area. Are there, actually? Yeah, there's still a couple of hints we haven't read. Like this one. Beam-related upgrade. Okay, that's dead. And yeah, no Emerald Translator, which means we can't read hints.
Nope.
I think lack of translators and lack of ability to get intel is probably one of the most painful... I'm sorry, is this just a Lower Torvis of burgers?
It would seem so. Everything fell to the bottom of the deep fryer.
No kidding. That is literally 3 power bomb expansions we've seen in the last like 5 minutes. Ooh, the slow jump method to get to this. Not often seen, because usually we have screw attack by this point. That is light suit.
All right.
With that said, that does give us access to Sank Map Station, so that's just... Actually, that's very convenient. But yeah, we now finally do have a lot more intel coming up, but honestly, though, I feel like our keys have to be pretty much here, because we've now basically full cleared Aegon and Torvis.
Effectively, yeah. It's either going to be in Sankering Hive.
Or the keys are in some of the light suit lock checks in Aegon. For example, I don't know if we've seen Incash 2. Well, Incash 2 can't have it. Ah, here we go. Dark Torvis, Inghive, and Sank. So, yep, the other 2 keys are here, and that's probably one of them right there. Alright, so Inghive has the last Torvis key. I think. Yeah, Inghive has the last Torvis key.
Hive entrance, eyes emoji?
Could be. That did just get put
No.
into play.
No.
Screw
We don't
lock,
have screw
yeah.
attack for it. I'm dumb.
Hive Gyro, yep. Hive Gyro could be a thing. Hive Dynamo works. Although I think we might have already scanned that key bearer. Never mind.
Ooh, very good. The gift that keeps on giving.
Oop. Brief emulator stun there by the looks of it. That was either emulator or stream lag. I still get emulator stuns even on my newer system. That is a dark ammo tank. We're going to dive right down for Sank map, but we do need to trigger Quentin here. Actually, do we for Sank map? I don't think so, actually.
No, just for the save station.
I've once had the game crash on Sank map. Okay, so one of the most annoying checks in the game, not required. Just because of how insanely many items you need. Like, you need a way over here, plus light suit and cobalt translator. And we are not going to see Quentin today. Gollop just electing to go right past the force field. I was trying to come up with a right past the altar, down the ramp, and out the door line, but didn't quite come to mind. Oh yeah, by the way, be real careful with this mini gyro when you have cannonball, because normally the gyro bounces you back. It don't bounce you back if you have cannonball. Although I have seen, I think in the tasks, I've seen the gyro carry the ball to the other side in rotation, which is bonkers. The problem is with grapple. Yeah, the remaining Sky Temple, the remaining two, the Inghive and Sank keys can be almost anywhere. And there are still checks in the vault side of Sanctuary that we really, really, really don't want. Well, if you're the audience, you do, but if you're Gollop, you really don't want to see that Torvis key on. Because it is possible that the other... You know what? It could be like one of the... well, no, you would need Screw Attack to go up that way, so never mind. But yeah, I'm legitimately concerned that one of those keys is in Watch Station. Or Watch Station access. Or
that's fair.
Even Sentinel's Path would require a Caretaker drone kill by logic. Now, of course, it is possible to skip Caretaker in this scenario. I think Gollop was going for a Sunburst, but is too low on light ammo. Which I'm okay with. I love using Sunburst and whatnot to hit multiple things at once. Or to just eviscerate early game bosses. Ooh. That's a red key. That's probably the Inghive-based Torvis key. Never mind!
Oh my gosh!
Okay, how many more bait red keys are there in Inghive game?
Oh, this is good.
This actually is kind of funny. Because, yeah, I'm not crazy, right? It did say Torvis, Inghive, and Sank. Or somewhere like Dark Torvis, Inghive, and Sank. And I know we've seen a Torvis key somewhere in the Torvis area. So, I'm not crazy, game. Help us out here. Alright, Gollop remembering to take a quick pass through here to double check. Hive Dynamo Works is... Oh, that said a key. And I think we just found the other Torvis key. They're both behind Spider Guardian. I'm pretty sure that said a key. That is effectively go mode, though. A hilarious go mode, but go mode nonetheless. And here I thought we might see Caretaker Drone.
I think Gollop will likely do the roll jump. Wait, they don't need to. Or do they? I'm not sure. To get to... well, they need to check ATS to see which requirement it is.
That's true. The ATS key could just be in the screw attack wall, which would be utterly atrocious given what we know already, but I feel like there's a way to get that without screw attack somehow.
There's also a dash. Are you there? Yeah, there's a roll jump method for the ATS screw attack item. If it ends up being the barrier item, Gollop actually made a video that is just a dash to get to the red hollow box.
Interesting.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, good.
There was
Cannonball.
a boost jump that could have been done, but
Right, no screw attack. Well, honestly, Cannonball has served its purpose very well. Actually, no, it hasn't. We haven't killed Chica yet.
not the true purpose.
And Gollop doesn't have a power bomb, so this is unfortunately going to be done the slow way. Cestrion also says you can E-dash to the ATS barrier. And that the barrier wouldn't be too bad. It's more so the upper wall that would be the problem. Unfortunately, it looks like that was not enough bombs to get the stun. Oh, wow. Okay, Spider Guardian just pulling some Ultra Instinct nonsense there. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. Now this Spider Guardian's being real uncooperative. That's going to be too close. Ah, oh, so close. Yeah, phases 2 and 3 can be a little bit of a pain in the backside, especially if you don't have power bombs on hand. Oh, I see what Gollop's doing here is trying to start the boost from the left side all the way up at the top. I see what they were going for there. Didn't quite work out as planned, though. And yep, there's the Torvis key that's currently staring us in the face. I'm surprised, actually, can you do the out of bounds for the Hive Dynamoworks key without screw attack?
I think so.
Because I'm surprised Gollop did not elect to do that, I should say.
Is there not a door reposition that you can use? Or am I thinking of a different room?
Yeah, because I know... Actually, screw attacking out of bounds is a dangerous thing, so yeah, I would think that would be a thing. That would be possible, but then again, I'm kind of not questioning it at this point. But yeah, we're just about wrapping up the Spider Guardian. This last phase is pretty straightforward. Double damage is actually something that makes this really nice because that renders Spider Guardian stunned in just one bomb salvo.
Ooh.
There's actually a
I
couple
never
of bosses.
thought about that.
There's a couple of bosses that double damage is really helpful on. Sunburst double damage actually destroys Boost Guardian in one shot. Could be a great backup if you're short on power bombs. Then again, I just like Sunburst. Well, Sunburst on dark enemies specifically. Now, unfortunately, Gollop went into this without a power bomb. Never mind!
Well, there's the one power bomb expansion that's not in Lower Torvis.
I don't call this on purpose. Anywho. Solid comedic timing aside, this is going to be the last Torvis key. Unfortunately, without...
Yeah, I don't remember the last time that we've actually seen these spider pieces used.
Low priority grapples, folks. Unfortunately, this is probably going to disincentivize a couple of folks from the top 8 from ever having this as an RA again.
I don't think we'll see it, no.
2 Torvis keys on Spider Guard. This is very reminiscent of a seed. I want to say it was in 2020. It was either 2021 or 2020. It was Op versus Kirby Master. It was, I want to say, a round of Swiss? It was either late Swiss or early brackets, where there were 3 keys on Spider Guardian, and they both did the out of bounds. They both did the tunnel and the, okay. They both did the tunnel and the Hive Dynamo works out of bounds, but Spider Guardian itself had the last key, which was, I think, an Aegon key? Yeah, it was a required Aegon key. So, it's not often we see Spider Guardian loaded like this. Oh, good grief. I see what Gollop's trying to do here is use the... Yeah, there we go. Oops, stay with us, game. We need you to be in one piece. We're just finally closing this out here. Yeesh, this is going to be a 2-hour seed despite, let's be honest here, the routing overall today wasn't that bad. The only downside is we needed to fight Chica. And I do think not checking hints ended up being a bit of a detriment here, though. Because, the Chica hint was in where? Mining Station B, right? Yeah. So, and the other hint was Cobalt. So what's the route here? The route is pretty much go back to Torvis through aerial, not aerial training site, through main research. All right, now we're going to see... Looks like Gollop is electing to try the roll jump method to clear this, but now is going to try the boost jump instead. Didn't quite get the side boost there. This is a trick that I'm still not able to do. Like either of the methods to get to the other side of this. I've tried roll jump, I've tried boost jump, and I'm missing something here. There we go. That's the roll space jump. So that's going to put Gollop on the other... Excuse me!
Yeah, still not quite far enough to get the terminal fall abuse. I vastly prefer the boost jump method to the roll jump.
That should be enough, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You're just delaying the space jump too far. It's less about the getting the full distance to touch the wall and more just getting close enough to the platform and falling through the what is it, the terminal fall trigger close enough to the platform you want to be on.
Yeah, because the terminal fall trigger is in a weird spot. Case in point.
Yep.
All right, so this is an item. Actually, we're pretty much out of major items at this point besides Emerald Translator. Now, do not repeatedly shoot this door. Okay. Yeah, if you repeatedly shoot that door after the drone drops the glass shield, you will crash the game. If Caretaker Drone's not dead.
Yep.
On my old rig, I usually, in heavy intensity rooms like that, would pull out Echo Visor to cut down on the amount of graphical load. I don't know if that does any good for stopping the game from crashing under a circumstance like that, but that's something I always did anyway out of safety. All right, but yeah, we are...
Even something like using a power bomb to destroy the item boxes is enough to crash that room.
Yeah.
Caretaker active.
Yeah, Cat West in general is a pretty dangerous room. I mean, it's not just, like, for passing through, it's not that bad, but if you're trying to do anything fancy. All right, we are going to see interesting collision, followed by a safety save. And yeah, it has been a while. A crash at this point would actually be pretty bad, so I do not disagree with this safety save here. And unfortunately, I know all about crashing in go mode, so yeah, that was not a good time. I'm sure it's happened to all of us at some point. Well, it's that time of the night again, folks.
I present to everybody Grapple Pirates.
Yeah. As a concept, you know, they're not that bad because we've got missiles and Dark Beam. The problem is they lock the doors, just like Chozo Ghosts.
Oh, looks like the other one ran away.
Oh no, they were both hit by Dark Beam missile.
Oh, where'd they?
There's only two in Great Bridge. Okay, good. They didn't show up again. Although I wonder if they can't show up because we're still on Grenchler Lair here. Have we seen Grenchler Lair, actually? I think we have.
I think we have seen them here. There is a chance they could spawn just for coming through. Yep.
Oh, nice. Curving missile. Ooh, beam ammo is actually a bit at a premium right now.
That's not a normal place for them to stand.
Yeah, at this point, it's just going to be a hop over to Chica. Yeah, this is the fastest route. I would wager that Gollop is going to take a quick ammo refill here before proceeding.
I would be very surprised if they didn't.
That's the energy tank that was teasing Gollop earlier, courtesy of some weird collision detection with the blue mushrooms.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Oh, nope. There we go. Chica did resurface. Need to finish the scan if they want the weak point on the stomach, though. There we go.
Yeah, and Charge Light does do the best neutral damage, which is, I don't think Chica has any special resistance to any beams.
I think Chica skips jump phase. Yeah, Chica skips jump phase.
Ooh, Gollop's actually going to go for the super missile here.
Interesting. Maybe interested in conserving ammo for the latter half of the fight instead of spamming Annihilator, which I kind of agree with. Being out of dark ammo for light Chica adult is very frustrating.
Oh, yes.
So Chica, what it does during the larva phase is largely determined by damage thresholds. So the idea is that you want to get, I believe it's no more than 3 charged lights off before it goes to do the first dive, so that you can super the stomach twice during jump phases.
Ah, okay.
Since it took 4, it skipped jump phase and went directly to platforming phase.
Ooh, not quite. As the setting gets smart, missed it by that much. Unfortunately, Chica will not lose its last HP until after it goes to a platform.
Now the real fun.
I am very surprised that Gollop is just going with spamming lemons here, because Dark Beam can work. If you're really accurate with your dark shots, you could just stun in one charge dark shot. And yeah, wisely throwing an extra secret missile on the lower wings, because the lower wings have the habit of bouncing your super missiles.
And of course, as soon as Gollop switches to Power Beam to do spams, it stops moving.
Yeah, this chick is being very uncooperative. And yeah, exactly for that reason that the extra secret was thrown at the bottom. I don't think that actually... Sunburst does work on Chica, but getting a good shot there is very difficult.
I'm surprised that...
I'm surprised Gollop's not firing up a charged Annihilator here, because that basically guarantees you'll get a full ammo refill.
What? I'm very confused by this.
Now, unfortunately, on phase 2, Chica has a much higher stun threshold that even Charge Dark is enough to not do it in one shot. I'm not even sure that last Seeker connected. Although Gollop is kind of showing off that Light Suit just makes this fight completely trivial in terms of danger. Because, yeah, Light Suit just allows you to walk on the dark water with no issue whatsoever.
Charged light shots are almost always the answer for this phase. Single spamming is slower.
Well, nevertheless, there's your screw attack.
There it is.
Well, so yeah, Gollop just flat out didn't go for the ATS key and is now going to have to just go back for it. Unfortunately, ATS is just so far away. I mean, it's not that bad now with Echo Visor and screw attack, but even still. So did anybody else as a kid think that Chica was going to be revived somehow, seeing the dead body? Because usually almost every other boss in a Metroid series just disintegrates or disappears completely. But not Chica.
If the body ain't gone, it is not completely dead. If you do not see it go away. Are we save warping?
Or just safety saving. There's some confusing stuff going on here. But I can understand saving just in case, you know, again, crash risk and stuff, because we are going into main research.
They're doing the secret world to get to the bottom of Dark Torvus.
Oh, they're doing Cashby Chasm, okay.
I like that name, Cashby Chasm.
Oh, I like it just because it rolls off the tongue.
Oh, it certainly does. I've never heard that before today.
Yeah, I saw... I remember seeing Bash do it in the CGC showcase yesterday, which, again, massive congrats to you for that, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It was a great time to be able to showcase CGC on a GDQ and for such a good cause.
Indeed, yeah, folks. Once the VOD does go up, if it's not up already, go watch that.
They put it up this morning.
Oh, they did? Excellent. So that sounds about right. I had predicted they were going to throw it up before midday today. But yeah, so this is Cache B Chasm. What Gollop does here is loads Cache B, and because this is actually the elevator to Lower Torvus in the Light World, the door is actually still there, leading to the dark version of Hydro Dynamo Chamber. So you can still fall out of bounds to the dock and load under Temple Shaft like so. And as such, you can effectively go to Lower Torvus without having to go back to the Light World and take the elevator. Yeah, that's an incredibly fun trick to do.
And very useful.
Yeah, and so Gollop's going to bust out of this portal over here to get back to Lower Torvus. Because, yeah, I think this is actually the fastest way, since the door to Alpha Block has been opened already. Otherwise, the fastest way would be to go all the way around to Catacombs, or to Training Chamber if that was already opened. Sorry, not Training Chamber, Gathering Hall. There I go, getting my Echoes and Prime room names mixed up again. I'll tell you what I'd certainly like to see, if not this year, then early next, is the, what can we call the all three Prime games? You know how Harry Potter had the Tri-Wizard Cup, or the Tri-Wizard Tournament? We need to call it like the Tri-Trilogy something.
We already have a joke that it's the 3GC.
Ah, okay. I was not.
At least that would be the shorthand. Lokir was part of the joke brainstorming on that. The 3GC, so that the shorthand rhymes, or I guess has assonance with CGC.
Very.
But then it would be formally called the Tri-Game Cup.
Although the only
But that's
problem
just
is,
an idea.
and yeah, considering last year we had the 2GC. Although, what was the 1GC? I guess you can call it either of the Prime 1 or Prime 2 tournaments. Okay, never mind. We're getting off track here.
So we get 2 1GCs a year, a 2GC, and potentially in the future a 3GC.
Fair enough.
It's
Put
clear
them
as
all
mud.
into one.
It's like that scene in Clue where they're trying to count the bullets. 1 + 1 + 2 + 1.
That, if you follow order of operations, assuming those 2 add-ons are in parentheses, that's 5. Sorry, no, that's the inner math nerd in me coming out. I'll stop there.
Or is it 1 + 2 + 1 + 1? To finish that quote.
Yeah.
And it was the screw attack item.
Ay. Yeah, that doesn't look high enough. That looks too high for even a BSJ to cover.
Yeah, 3 BSJs won't do it. You have to stand on some of the stuff that you would use to get to the watch station item.
Oh, the like the wall collision.
Mm-hmm. And you do a roll jump off of that. It's
No,
pretty
thanks.
nasty.
Thanks.
I'll give you 2 thumbs up and a big smile if you can guess which Metroid Prime 2 speedrunner recorded the first video we had to prove that.
You.
Miguel.
Okay.
Not sure why we're checking Vault.
Is this literally just throwing for content?
I think this is hubris at this point.
Because now we're going to Vault Attack Site. Unless there's some other hidden tech that this ends up doing to get you to... You know what? I'm not even going to try and make sense of this. I think it's just going to hurt my brain.
I can think of no other explanation for it, truth be told.
Well, the res bit up top has woken up right now. Richie, I'm afraid to look in the race time room.
It's been largely silent for the remainder of the race.
Okay. All right. Anyone confused? Good thing they offer you a way back. Interesting.
Yep, holding forward out of the portal.
This is like the only other... Like, how many portal generators are there in the game? There's only 4, right? Because there's the one... There's the one in Portal Terminal in Aegon. There's Meditation Vista. There's Hive Entrance. Not Hive Entrance. There's Calling Chamber and Hall of Combat Mastery. And this one here in Vault Attack Site, right? Yeah, so there's only 4 portal generators in the entire game. Interestingly, 2 of them are in Sank. Yeah, I have a feeling there's some new tech that was just discovered, but we just didn't get to see it or something like that. I mean, that's as far as I'm willing to guess, but
Also, finishing the single half of a tournament seed is not particularly the place to showcase.
yeah. So, assuming we don't get a rematch, that is gonna Interslice will then go off to face Lucarius in lower brackets round 2. Gollop will go to fight Cestrion in upper bracket semifinals. But yeah, that is the 9th key, and we are ready to put the bow on this.
Yeah, that's what I think it looked like as well, Asder. Although I'm not sure what the application of it would have been.
Forgive me, my brain's having a bit of a mind fart here. What's an SAU? I've been hearing that term come up a lot the last week or so.
Yeah, so that is the term screw attack unmorph. It's basically reverse ceiling warping by screw attacking into a wall. It's what's done in Mining Plaza
Oh, okay.
to get that. But as far as I'm aware, the room's collision needs to be incorrect. Like you need to be wrong roomed for it to work. Although maybe it does work there. Not particularly sure.
On the subject of vault attack sites, since we actually got to see that room, I had a weird case occur to me in a practice seat 3 or 4 weeks ago, where for some reason the hint referenced vault attack site as the starting room for a proximity hint, and was expecting you to account for portals, but I was under the impression that the hints don't do that anymore.
They are not supposed to.
I guess that room might be the exception, just because there is literally no other way out of that room besides a portal.
Now I wonder if there is an edge case that allows it to be used. Yeah, I haven't either, Cestron, because the tech essentially is a reverse ceiling morph. Instead of going from the top down, you're going from the bottom up.
All right, and I'm fairly certain we've got max power bombs, considering we didn't burn any on Chica, and I don't think we used any between here and aerial training site, so this should be a full power bomb complement for Emperor Ink 2. So yeah, this fight is going to be an absolute joke with this gear. Certainly there's a very low death risk at this point with, what is it, 8 energy tanks, 7 energy tanks, light suit.
There are plenty of them indeed.
And incoming hit. Yeah, that ball likes to troll. It likes to fire off even long after it likes to fire off even after the last tentacle has been brought down. Ooh, that's gonna be a 2-cycle. Best thing to do here in this scenario is get a power bomb out. Although what I saw yesterday was not yesterday, earlier today. Was it earlier? No, it was last night. Last night, a effective method I saw for dealing with the tentacles was getting airborne and dropping the power bomb.
Yeah, a bomb jump into the power bomb drop is more likely to hit the tentacles, puts the damage box closer if the Emperor Ing decides to do a mid-air phase instead of a ground phase.
Ooh, that eye went the wrong way. That's what we call a juke. All right, so yep, that power bomb connected just fine with the farthest tentacle, so this should be the last one. That should work. Oh, never mind. It didn't connect with that one on the upper left. I thought I saw the black gas, but it didn't quite connect. Bloody depth perception. That should work. Oh, never mind.
No, way too high.
Ooh, that should work.
That's
yeah.
better.
Emperring gave a nice little bit of a gap there. Long story short, Emperring was supposed to have screw attack vulnerable weak points, but we ended up okay. But they ended up being canned in development, so the end result was, yeah, the knees are vulnerable to screw attack.
A very slight collection, because I have heard, or correction, as I have heard a lot of knee talk when referring to Emperor Ning 3. It's more the base of the toes, like imagine it's the heels of each of the 5 claws that make up its legs, which is why you want your screw attack to be as close to the ground as possible, so that when you're passing over the floor, you're getting as close to the damage box as possible.
Alright, that looked like actually like a bare hit.
I don't believe contact was made because Dark Visor is still blurred out.
Right, yeah, so...
No damage was dealt.
Yeah. Personally, I'm not as comfortable with the screw attack method. I prefer Dark Beam missiles, and the reason I say that is because I've had cases where I notice that Dark Samus doesn't throw up her shield, and then she takes a missile to the face and immediately starts centering.
There we go. Now, there we go.
That was a small hit. Dark Samus is being dodgy. I think that might have been too high. Yep, too high. That was... Well, that does count as a dent at the very least. That should have been a small hit. Oh, never mind. After everything we have seen, now even Dark Samus is being a troll. There we go.
There we go.
So that should clock in at a... What is that going to be? A 2:18:30 on the nose?
Yep, the official race time.gg time is 2 hours, 18 minutes, 30 seconds on the dot.
All right, then. Historically, I know Gollop does not typically join for interviews.
They do not. So we'll hang out for a second just to be sure.
Gonna have to get the challenge bracket changed on the MP2 link.
Yeah, it's still showing the Swiss round.
Well, if you do want to see the results of the insane Swiss rounds that we've had over the course of November and December, that is where you can find them. But yeah, I think we're probably going to end up close. I'm pretty sure we're actually close to our time slot as is. So, yeah, we're once again going to shout out our runners, Gollop and Interslice. Many thanks to our trackers, Calumpchus and Romulus, for their help pushing the buttons, making sure everybody knows who has what. And Uncle Reggie, thank you for joining me here in the booth tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for commenting as well. Do go and follow Captain, as well as both of our trackers.
All right. With that said, folks, when we come back, I think there's technically one more round in lower brackets, round one, that still needs to be decided, which is the Bash Prime versus Mr. Miguel. That match is confirmed to be redone.
Yeah. So they have a several, I think, just a few day extension for the normal deadline past Sunday, tomorrow,
Right.
to get it done. But Bash did agree to a rematch because of the issues that Miguel experienced at the end of the run.
All right. With that said, folks, we're going to call it a night here. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. We will see you next mission. Take care.